think that's probably why they're launching it US only as well, because the infrastructure for Prime outside of the US is not as comprehensive.
That's a very interesting point, that.
Yeah, I think that'll get a lot of interest.
Hello, welcome to this week's Industry Spotlight. This is episode 16, and today we're going to cover Apple's conference highlights, Amazon streamlining its ad products, Amazon launching Storefronts, and Google launching Shoppable image posts.
We've also got a little guest today, little Hetty. Which topics are you covering?
I wish I had something witty to say, but...
No biscuits, nothing around biscuits?
No.
No? Digital biscuit?
Digital biscuit.
Digital biscuit.
Okay, first thing we're going to talk about is Apple's big hardware conference last week. So they announced loads of new iPhones. So they got your XS, XS Max, and they also announced an XR, which is like a budget-friendly one. It's coming out next month. You can't really call it budget-friendly when it's £750. Cheaper than other ones. Yeah, and the XS Max goes up to, I think if you spec it out, it's like £1,400, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, top dollar devices, and they look shiny though. But yeah, there's a bit of a mouthful now for those names. They seem to have stopped using the old naming convention where they just keep on calling it iPhone or iMac, and you just have to put a year after it in brackets, which seems to be going down the Samsung route now and shoving letters after it all. And no doubt Samsung will call theirs the SX. Now we've got the XS to make things more confusing.
There's a pun in there somewhere.
There's a pun in there. Not a lot of new innovations really that I can see. It just looks like an incremental improvement in terms of screens and the processors. But they are bringing the AR kit stuff on a bit. That's the augmented reality stuff. So that'll be interesting. They also announced the new Apple Watch. That's probably the best thing they announced really in terms of innovation. Loads of cool stuff there. Screen's a lot better. Looks like there's tons more info you can consume on the main watch face. And it's got a snazzy new what are they calling it? Like heart rate reading thing. Just try to find it. It's electrocardiogram. So I think it's the first tough consumer device that allows you to take these readings, and it's been like certified, etc. that it actually does what it says. So that'll be interesting to see how that gets integrated into the Apple Health Kit stuff. It's also done an update for iOS, which obviously software, not hardware, but iOS 12's come out now as well, and they're giving a bit of love to the older devices, which is cool, because historically they've taken a bit of a bashing for throttling them, and people have been saying it's sort of to make you update your device to the latest and greatest, obviously spend some more cash with Apple, but they've said it's to do with the batteries. But as that came out and they've sort of admitted it, they take a bit of bashing there, and they've backtracked a little bit on the strategy there, and they're trying to change things up and give a bit of love to the older devices, which is good. We don't like just seeing latest and greatest getting updated. So that's a plus point, brownie point for Apple. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a bit of a shame they didn't announce anything for MacBook Air or the AirPods or the AirPower wireless charging stuff, because it's just a standard technology which a lot of them are using. They're going to use the QI, the wireless QI standard, which is obviously been about for years. So I don't know what they're dragging their feet on with that really. They're just making the little pad whiter and shinier, no doubt. Seeing how many zeros they can stick on RRP before people start complaining. But yeah, it should be able to use any old wireless QI pad. So that's a plus point for Apple in the wake of not bothering with USB-C on the new iPhones, which is a massive shame in my opinion, because they brought it onto MacBook Pro, which is obviously Thunderbolt, but it's just USB-C really in terms of the connector. So it's a shame that they haven't brought them into the iPhone and they're still clinging on to Lightning. It's a shame, especially considering now that they don't sell any iPhones with a headphone port, 3.5mm jack. So yeah, if you want to listen to music on an iOS phone device, then need wireless or Lightning. It's a bit of a shame.
Or 7 dongles.
Or 7 different dongles. Probably one. But yeah, they don't bundle the dongle. They don't bundle the dongle in anymore, do they? I don't think.
No, it's not free anymore.
So you got to go and buy it.
AOV.
Yeah. Marketing machine, aren't they?
Yep.
It's not worth doing unless there's a cross-sell or an upsell.
Yeah, so that's a shame. They didn't go USB-C. That'd have been good. I'd have been happy with doing that. But no, still got to do Lightning. It means you still can't connect MacBook Pros to iPhones unless you buy a weird cable or a dongle or both. So yeah, that's it. Hopefully we will see some more hardware announcements from Apple, because we like to see other stuff get updated. Mac Minis, I want a Mac Mini. 2014, a long time ago. Need to get a new one out.
Come on, Tim.
Timothy is going to sort it, I'm sure, at some point. Yeah, that's it.
So it appears that Amazon have decided to follow in Google's footsteps with unifying all the marketing platforms in a similar fashion to what Google have done this year. So Google recently updated all the marketing platforms into one marketing suite, which is easier for everybody, I guess. They've retired the old double-click, which has been around for a number of years now, and it has made things simpler. The whole integration, the whole Google stack visually looks a little bit more interesting, and they've added extra products in there as well, which is pretty cool. So Amazon have basically followed suit, and they've retired the old Amazon Media Group offering, which was their own managed service that they used to do on behalf of agencies and advertisers. There's also the AMS platform, which was like your self-serve PPC stuff, and then the AAP, that's the Amazon advertising platform, and that was like your programmatic solution through their DSP. So what they've done is they've unified the whole thing, and they've just called it Amazon Advertising, which is pretty straightforward.
Catchy.
It's about time they bombed off some acronyms.
There were a lot of acronyms. AMS, AMG, AAP.
Yeah, it were getting a little bit daft, in all honesty, and the different products that they offer for each of those solutions is just an absolute minefield. I think anybody who's had any dealings with Amazon marketing in the past will know the struggle of getting to know what kind of ad platform you should be using, and then obviously the ad placements that are available within that platform. So the solutions were just getting a little bit ridiculous, to be fair. So in a way, it's great for advertisers and brands. I think they'll have to do quite a bit more education on how suited each of those strands are within that advertising platform, how they are suited to different brands and agencies, because no doubt those brands and strands will still exist within there. It's just how you obviously get access to them and what kind of criteria you need to fulfill to get on each of those. I imagine they'll still have a managed service and a programmatic service, and then the smaller tier stuff for the smaller advertisers. But yeah, all in all, seems like the right move. It doesn't seem like a bad move after Google upgraded to the marketing platform as well. Seems like the correct way to go, in all honesty, in simplifying things.
Well, if they're following suit and they want a piece of the ad revenue field, they're going to have to update that.
Yeah, well, I think another part of it is that, again, it just comes as soon as advertisers and agencies get comfortable with the current platform and they start to understand it, and it's not as mystical, is it? It's not as, they literally need Amazon customer services and people who deal with their product to help agencies, and obviously I'm sure there's plenty of ways that they make money and margin within that. So I think they've had to make this shift again to make it, extra mystical, if you like, and pique people's interest as well. I think it is another branding exercise as well. People will be keen, like myself, now to figure it out and have a go and see what additional features there are. Like I say, I think most of it'll just be the changes to the interface. I very much doubt there'll be any sort of difference in terms of costing or how you manage activity, or the type of creative and placements and formats that you'll get access to. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with the costing system for this new DSP, basically demand side platform, that is where you'll serve everything from. But yeah, I think it is a sensible move as well, especially following in Google's footsteps. I think that'll be a good step for both Amazon and agencies.
So the next thing we're going to talk about is another Amazon rollout. They're calling it Storefronts. You may or may not have seen the TV campaign that's being launched alongside this product. They've basically onboarded 20,000 small to medium businesses, and they're offering them full infrastructure and back end as if it's their own website proposition. So this signals to me that it's a little bit like stepping on maybe a Shopify's toes or someone like that.
It's only in America?
Yeah, this is US only for the time being, but it's across 1 million products collectively, which is quite a big test group. I think this is a stride forward for Amazon in terms of offering small to medium businesses a way to get straight into market. It's going that way more and more. Little independents, medium-sized businesses want that capability. I think it's something that Shopify have done well up to this point. If I were Shopify, I'd be a little bit worried about this.
So can you brand all this, like a white label?
Yeah, so it's basically having your own store within Amazon, and all the back end is like order fulfillment, all your management, order management, customer service, all that is built into the back end.
So it'd pull in all your products basically from Amazon.
Basically, if I've got a small business and I've got an Amazon store, I go to Amazon in the morning, I log in, I see all my orders, I do my customer service, I reply to feedback emails, everything is in that system.
Yeah. It's interesting because obviously you can set up Shopify and then use Amazon Pay as your payment gateway.
Yeah.
So that's more or less the same thing, but you're duping your inventory management, aren't you, I guess, then between Shopify and Amazon.
Well, you're also, with Shopify, you're probably more eligible to be within Google's search results as opposed to Amazon.
Oh, okay.
Amazon are basically using their own platform to sell this in, I think, whereas a Shopify will say your search eligibility for Google will be greater having your own store. You've got more control over that presence, and I think Google will probably cotton onto this and maybe downweight Amazon results. I think people are starting to now, especially over the last 18 months, go straight to Amazon, search Amazon.
Yeah, for when they're
I think people are definitely making that shift now.
People don't price compare Amazon anymore, they just do it.
Yeah.
Just buy from there anyway.
It's definitely interesting.
It's because they've got a relatively, if you've had a couple of, or you've done your research in the past and ultimately it's guided you towards Amazon, you'll have probably found out that it is mostly price competitive as well. So I think they've built a reputation up where it is, they can cut out all the research and just get to the end product without doing all that. Because
it's sector dependent though, isn't it? Because some sectors are priced really competitively, especially for Amazon's starting to price themselves.
Yeah, well, they know they're not extortionate, or they know that they're going to be within, region of the market price, the ballpark market price. But not only that, it's easy in it. It's the convenience of it all. So that doesn't surprise me.
It's mentality as well with Prime. If you've got a Prime subscription, you don't even care if it's 50 more.
You want to make the most of it, don't you?
Yeah. You pay 80 quid a month, 80 quid a year, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You're willing to take a hit on price just to make use of what you've already paid for. So you're in too deep, aren't you?
That's such a clever marketing tactic, that, because it forces people to buy more than they already would just to justify their outgoing.
100%.
Especially when
it's crazy, really.
It's companies that still charge 10 quid for next day delivery or whatever.
Yeah.
You just immediately got that margin.
The advantage from a business perspective for me is like if I were looking for, a camera, I wouldn't buy from an independent small business if the product were listed on Amazon. So as a business, I would want my store to be on Amazon. Just to mitigate losing that.
That's the security in it.
Does this integrate with Prime?
It will do. You'll be able to work that in, won't you, and offer Prime eligible delivery like a normal Amazon shop.
That makes a big difference. Obviously, you can't do that elsewhere, can you?
I think that's probably why they're launching it US only as well, because the infrastructure for Prime outside of the US is not as comprehensive.
That's a very interesting point. That.
Yeah, I think that'll get a lot of interest. Being honest, I think I'll see a lot of them popping up.
As it stands, Amazon can't really do any wrong at the minute, can they?
And no doubt there'll be some easy integration with the marketing suite or something like that if they want to deploy ads through their own marketing inventory and networks.
Comes at the same time, doesn't it, as they've just unified all their ad product?
Yeah, there'll be an all-in-one integration, like an easy campaign setup, won't there? Or plugin or something like that will allow you to do some retargeting or something like that.
Or Amazon will set up a team like Google have with AdWords, where you get a local business manager and they'll say, right, we can set you live for this, you can spend this much a day.
Yeah. A little bit like an Express, like there's a Google Express account for small businesses and things like that. I imagine there'll be some sort of equivalent in that fashion.
I wonder if Amazon will make you pay more to advertise for products that Amazon are already selling in the first place. Like in terms of the bid management and stuff.
How do you mean?
So let's say you want to you want to create a shop in here that sells USB cables. Amazon already have their own range of them, like Amazon Basics and what have you. I wonder if they'll deliberately charge you more to try and market that.
100%.
Yeah, possibly.
They don't want you to go to your shop, do they?
100%. Amazon will always push its own products.
Yeah. Look at Chromecast and
Amazon
Fire
Basics
TV and stuff. They don't even bother listing Chromecast, do they?
No. They don't sell them?
Well, yeah.
Interesting.
That'd be good, that.
Amazon domination.
Yeah, taking over. So the final topic we're going to be discussing today is Google's debut of the shoppable images and the videos for showcase ads as well. So it's something that you'll probably be familiar with, or you've already seen on Instagram with the shoppable tags and posts. Bit of a Pinterest style format, but yeah, Google have decided to experiment with it in their images section, which is pretty cool. There's already ads within Google Images, but I guess if you've got something a little bit more visually enticing, we're seeing a lot of that now. I think it is adopting the Instagram, Pinterest style theme, but on Google, I think it'll be particularly prominent across fashion retail.
I'm seeing it's more and more on Instagram now. People are getting on board with it, aren't they?
Yeah. I think they're taking the steer from Instagram. I think people like that experience as well. It's about inspiration, isn't it? I think when you're looking at like home utilities and furnishings and things like that, you have to almost imagine the setting and imagine that product in your home. With just showing a standard product image isn't enough really to inspire you to imagine it in your own home. So I think it is a really sensible way to go with it. I think, and it'll make the SERPs look a little bit more interesting as well. It does get a little bit tiresome from time to time, just seeing shopping ads, and it's just an inventory shot, stock shot. So yeah, I think it'll make the SERPs look a little bit more interesting as well. It'll be the same process as with the standard shopping ads, linking your feed, and then I imagine tagging up your hero products that you want to advertise.
Mobile UI again, card-based design.
I don't care about desktop UI anymore, do they?
Taking over the
What's
world.
desktop? Yeah, and the second thing there as well is the showcase ads. You've probably seen these intermittently across Google before. It's like a collection almost of shopping ads as opposed to the single units that you get when you search for a product. So they are or have been in beta. I think they're just coming out of it now, and there's select advertisers that are seeing that in their interface now, which is pretty cool. But what they've decided to do, whereas it was just individual product shots before, they've now allowed you to put video in there as well. Again, a little bit more inspiration. You can visualize and imagine what it'd look like in your own setting or something like that. It's just a bit more of a richer experience.
Yeah, it makes so much sense, doesn't it? With things like internet speeds, mobile internet speeds, the content, the type of ads that they're able to serve now when people are on the move. Mobile first is completely different to what it was 2 years ago.
I mean, it is a slightly risky move in my opinion, if you're doing it and you're targeting specific product lines, because you're almost taking emphasis. You're giving people options, whereas if you give somebody an individual card of a product, they go straight to the website. Whereas these, it'll take you to a Google hosted landing page effectively, and then you can browse them from there. So I don't think it gets you to the purchase step as quickly. That is the only disadvantage I would say with these. But again, it's
Prospecting.
It's prospecting. It's getting people to that stage where they're eventually going to come back direct or with a brand search or something like that and find your product. I think a lot of advertisers are becoming a lot more savvy on that basis as well, not just going after acquisition 100% of the time, investing in people's research cycles and getting them to imagine what things are gonna look like in the home. And if you're talking about home furnishings and things like that, or like we just touched on with the Instagram shoppable posts, if you're buying a new watch, you want to see how it looks on somebody rather than just a single unit. So yeah, I think we should expect to see more of that. Rolled out in the next 6 to 12 months.
I think by March next year, Google will have AR ads in this space.
Yeah, quite possibly. I think that's a really good shout.
No.
Facebook are doing it. Facebook have already got it. Michael Kors, try sunglasses on and stuff before you buy them.
Yeah.
They exist.
Snapchat will do it.
Snapchat have already done it, locked it in. Okay, thanks for watching episode 16 of Industry Spotlight. If you've got any comments, let us know. Hit us on social, send us an email, give us a topic, we'll talk about it. Bye.
Bye.
Why do they keep bringing fucking new iPhones out? I know they've got to, but surely the madness has got to end.
It's 1,500 quid.
Why?
Most expensive one.
Who's buying it? Mate.